Monkey stares at the screen, thumb scrolling, eyes glazed. Let's be real, when was the last time Monkey actually felt a spark? Not that this meme is okay spark. We're talking about that rare electric excitement where the jungle just vanishes. Yeah, Monkey can't remember either. Everything feels gray, numb, boring. Monkey thinks he's broken. He thinks he's just gotten lazy or that the bananas have lost their sweetness. But here's the scary truth. It's not Monkey's fault. He hasn't lost his soul. He's just had his internal wiring hijacked by the digital jungle. His brain has been quietly recalibrated to a frequency that makes reality feel like a chore. We're diving into the bio glitch that killed Monkey's joy. We're breaking down the dopamine trap and the final habit that holds the entire system together. Miss that last part and the reset won't work. Monkey is currently performing a dangerous ritual. We call it dopamine stacking, and he's doing it right now without even knowing. Monkey isn't just eating his lunch. He's eating while watching a 10-minute video, while occasionally glancing at a scrolling feed, while music hums in the background. It isn't one reward anymore. It's a triple-decker sandwich of pure stimulation. Monkey thinks he's relaxing, but his brain is actually drowning. See, Monkey's ancestors lived in a very different jungle. Back then, a sweet berry was a rare miracle. You had to trek miles, avoid tigers, and climb trees just for one tiny hit of sugar. When dopamine finally hit, it was a signal that said, "This is important, pay attention." Monkey gives his brain more miracles in 10 minutes than a cave monkey got in a year. He's flooding the engine. To survive the deluge, it burns down the volume. It builds a wall. Now a simple sunset isn't enough. Hijacked is boring. A single task feels like physical pain. Monkey's brain has been trained to believe that if there isn't a constant explosion of noise and color, something is wrong. Silence feels like a vacuum, and focus feels like a chore. This isn't a lack of willpower, it's an overloaded circuit. Monkey has taught his brain that one thing is never enough, and now he's paying the price in a world that's lost its color. Monkey's motivation didn't just wander off into the jungle. It was chased away by a dangerous lesson his brain learned. Why hunt for a single banana when you can have a giant pile of sugar delivered instantly? By stacking rewards, Monkey has conditioned his brain to expect maximum pleasure for zero effort. Anything requiring a bit of focus or patience feels like trying to climb a mountain while wearing lead boots. But Monkey's brain isn't weak. It's been trained to be a greedy toddler in a candy store. Fix isn't some brutal dopamine detox where Monkey has to live like a monk in a dark cave. He just needs a new rule for his internal jungle, the monodopamine rule. The system is simple, one pleasure at a time. If Monkey is eating, he just eats. No scrolling through TikTok. If Monkey is listening to a song, he just listens. He doesn't check his emails at the same time. If he's watching a movie, he puts the phone in another room. At first, Monkey will feel an itch. His brain will scream, "Where's the rest of it?" That itch is actually the sound of his dopamine receptors recalibrated like a radio finally tuning into a clear signal. Within days, the magic returns. The food tastes sharper. The music feels heavier. Monkey isn't removing joy, he's cleaning the lens so he can actually see it again. By choosing one meal or one walk a day to be mono, he raises his baseline. Focus stops being a battle and motivation starts showing up uninvited. This is the foundation. If Monkey skips this, the jungle stays gray. If he nails it, the world starts to feel vivid again. Habit number 2 is about fixing Monkey's internal anticipation engine. Right now, Monkey is running a very strange shop in his brain. He wakes up and immediately pays himself in snacks, scrolling, and videos before he's even clocked in for a single minute of work. Think about it. He wakes up, reward. He licks the screen for 5 minutes, reward. He eats a high-sugar breakfast while watching a cartoon. Monkey has already received a mountain of gold for doing absolutely nothing. This sends a clear message to his brain: effort is a scam. Monkey's brain is a prediction machine. It's constantly scanning the jungle asking, if I climb this tree, do I get a banana? But in the modern world, Monkey gets the banana while sitting on the ground. When it's actually time to do something meaningful like study, write, or build, monkey's brain looks at the task and scoffs. Because it already has everything it wants. This is why monkey feels that heavy, sticky resistance. It's not that he's lazy, it's that his brain thinks effort is a waste of time. To fix this, monkey needs to delay the reward. This doesn't mean monkey has to stop having fun. It just means he flips the sequence. He puts the work before the treat. Instead of scrolling then working, he works for 30 minutes, then scrolls for 5. He finishes that annoying report, then watches the YouTube video. Same rewards, different timing. This small shift triggers a massive biological reset. When monkey knows a reward is coming after a task, his brain starts dripping dopamine during the task. That feeling of leaning forward, of being in the zone. That's anticipation. That's real motivation. It's not forced willpower, it's just monkey's brain getting excited about the prize at the finish line. At first, this will feel like a nightmare. Monkey's brain will throw a tantrum. It will demand the phone. It will make excuses about being tired. But discomfort is actually the sound of his gears being cleaned. It means the rewiring is working. The best part? When monkey finally reaches the reward, it actually tastes better. The video is funnier. The rest is deeper. Monkey isn't just being disciplined, he's actually amplifying his pleasure. Monkey needs to face a hard truth: his brain has become soft. In the ancient jungle, discomfort was just part of the Tuesday morning routine. Monkey had to walk for miles, wait hours for a hunt, and solve life or death puzzles just to survive. But today, discomfort is optional. If monkey feels a tiny bit bored, he scrolls. If a task feels heavy, he skips it. If the Wi-Fi is slow, he panics. Monkey's brain isn't broken, it's just out of practice. Because he avoids every mental edge, his tolerance for effort has shriveled up. This is why he feels drained after 5 minutes of focus. He isn't weak, he's just lost his caluses. The fix is the hard thing protocol. But here is where most monkeys fail. They try to turn into a Navy SEAL overnight. They plan a 3-hour workout at 400 AM, burn out by noon, and end up face down in a bag of chips. That's a trap. We don't want intensity, we want consistency. We need a slightly uncomfortable task that monkey can actually win at. Think small, really small. It's about choosing one friction point every day. Maybe monkey takes a 30-second cold shower. Maybe he finishes a boring report without touching his phone once. Or perhaps he goes for a 10-minute walk without his headphones, leaving his brain alone with its own thoughts. These aren't just chores, they are self-trust transactions. Dopamine doesn't just show up for the party, it also arrives as a cleanup crew after effort. When monkey finishes something hard, his brain releases a specific kind of reward that says, "We handled that. We are capable." This isn't the cheap, hollow dopamine from a like button. This is the high-quality stuff that builds confidence. Confidence isn't a feeling monkey gets from looking in the mirror and saying nice things. It's the result of keeping promises to himself. Every time monkey does his one hard thing, he proves to his internal board of directors that he is someone who shows up. After a week, the jungle starts to change. The big, scary tasks don't get smaller, but monkey gets bigger. His brain starts saying, "I've handled a cold shower and a silent walk, this project isn't so tough." If monkey does this first thing in the morning, he sets the tone for the whole day. He starts his morning with a victory which makes every other distraction look pathetic. Now we've reached the final gate. Monkey has learned to unstack his rewards, delay his treats, and build his caluses through hard work. But there is one final boss standing in his way: silence. This is the habit almost every other monkey skips, because, frankly, it's the scariest one. It's time for monkey to relearn how to be bored, waiting, cladding for the rain to stop. Watching clouds, sitting on a branch with nothing to do but think. Back then, boredom was the reset button. It was the brain's way of clearing out the cache so new ideas could grow. But today, monkey treats boredom like a physical wound. The second there's a gap in stimulation, standing in line for coffee, waiting for a slow elevator, or sitting in a quiet room, monkey's hand twitches. He reaches for the glowing rectangle. He isn't looking for anything specific, he's just trying to escape the silence. Here's the secret: when monkey feels bored, his brain isn't dying. It's actually asking a question. It's saying I have no input. What should I create? But if Monkey immediately smothers that question with a 60-second video of someone dancing, the brain never gets to answer. The process of creativity is cut off at the knees. Curiosity shrivel less up. Motivation becomes something Monkey has to buy from an app rather than something he grows from the inside. So if Monkey can't tolerate boredom, he can't hear his own thoughts. If he can't hear his thoughts, he'll never figure out what he actually wants to do with his life. He'll just keep chasing the next shiny object until he's exhausted and numb. Relearning boredom isn't about staring at a blank wall for 6 hours. That's providing evidence that's for monks, not monkeys. It's about finding small sanctuaries of silence in the day. It's standing in line without checking the feed. It's driving the car without a podcast shouting in his ear. It's sitting on the porch for 5 minutes with just a cup of tea and his own messy brain. The magic happens. Desire starts to reboot. Monkey starts to feel a genuine itch to move, to build, or to explore. Because a notification told him to, but because his brain is finally rested enough to want something real. If nothing feels fun anymore, it's not because Monkey is broken. He hasn't failed and his life hasn't suddenly turned into a gray, meaningless void. The truth is much simpler. Monkey's brain just adapted to the wrong jungle. He's been living in a digital zoo where the bananas are too sweet and too easy to find, and his internal wiring just got a bit scrambled. But now Monkey has the map. He understands why his motivation evaporated like mist. He knows how to stop the numbness and start feeling the genuine spark again. It starts with one small move. Monkey needs to pick one habit today, just one, and protect his boredom like it's the most sacred fruit in the forest. When Monkey finally resets his brain, something incredible happens. Life doesn't just start feeling fun again in a shallow, scrolling way. It feels vivid. It feels alive. And that's a feeling no algorithm or glowing screen can ever give him.